New Sunny V2, the GOAT. The most insane man in pro sporting history, John Daly. I don't believe I know who this is, but maybe my memory would be jogged.
He beat Tiger Woods while severely hungover and threw $55,000.
Okay, I definitely don't know this guy. Holy shit.
His fourth wife.
I already love him.
John Daly is a name you'll never forget from this video onwards.
You're completely different from most athletes. You hate exercise. You despise health food. You smoke. You drink.
His insane lifestyle
like a modern day
began
Babe Ruth.
a golf scholarship, where at the age of 18, his coach would put him on a very unique diet.
He used to smoke Marlboro Lights. He said, just start smoking. Here, have a cigarette. Whatever you got to do to keep the weight off.
On top of smoking cigarettes, John began to eat nothing but popcorn, Diet Coke, and Jack Daniels, stating in his book, "Most of the time I was drinking Jack like you wouldn't believe. A fifth a day, sometimes more. Most people would be drunk for a month on what I'd had before dinner," before later adding that he didn't even drink water.
I used to drink anywhere from 12 to 20 Diet Cokes a day.
I'm gonna drink some water just for that.
I don't know, because I don't drink water. I hate water. I cannot stand to drink water.
With this in mind, it's no surprise that vegetables were also out of the question. Quote, "I don't eat beans, spinach, broccoli, any of that stuff."
Whoa, broccoli with some ranch, bro? Oh my god. Oh my god, that should be busted.
However, unbelievably, this diet worked, given Daly lost the needed weight, albeit while failing
How?
almost every class as a result.
Who cares about that? You're an athlete, not a student athlete.
Straight out of a Jack Daniels bottle, then go practice for 3 or 4 hours. Yet this would only help him to become a better golfer.
When I had a good buzz going, I could play really good golf, and I think it's
I mean, clearly it worked. Jesus.
Because the body's so loose and like free.
Not to mention he was also, quote, one of the hardest working guys on the team. This, in combination with over 16 years of practice, led Daly to win his first ever professional tournament at the age of 21, writing, "My winner's check was for $6,700. The next 2 months I made about $28,000 in 4 events." Yet this wasn't the only way that John Daly began to make money. On the Full Send podcast, John explained that he'd bet $100 per hole against unsuspecting players.
$100 a hole. Paid for my hotel room, paid for my drinks, paid for everything.
Described in his book as playing other guys for money, usually men at the local golf clubs who thought they were better than they were, who figured they could kick
That's
this
fucking genius,
ass.
bro.
That's the way I spent my summers. Think of it as my permanent
I need to do that. I need to get good.
Yet this would also
at
introduce
something,
him to...
but like obviously, I wouldn't be good enough to be like a pro or nothing, but I just need to get good enough at something to where I'm better than most people, and then go somewhere where a lot of people do that thing, and challenge them. But somewhere where no one knows me. I need to learn how to dance. No, too many people know how to dance good. Fuck. Rap battle. No, too many fucking people can rap battle. Fuck. What do I do? I don't know.
To the toxic world of gambling. About 3 years after turning pro, John won $16,000 in a South African tournament before losing the entire amount at a casino less than 24 hours later. In a fit of rage, Daly completely trashed his hotel room, also introducing the early stages of his potentially volatile nature.
Sometimes I'd beat my bus up, sometimes I'd beat my car up, sometimes I'd beat a hotel room up.
Despite this, John would go on to win his third significant event, which just so happened to have been the PGA Championship, turning John Daly into an overnight superstar.
That's so crazy.
It was crazy. There was 4,000 people sitting in front of the clubhouse and on the driving range.
For you.
Just waiting for me to get in, and trust me, I was not used to.
All of a sudden, I was being offered tons of money to show up for Monday and Tuesday corporate outings and fundraisers. I was getting paid $25,000, $50,000, $75,000 a pop to hang with golf lovers for half a day. John was paid $230,000 for the championship win itself, yet he'd give $30,000 to the kids of a spectator who was killed by lightning midway through the tournament. This kind of generosity helped John to build a cult-like fan base of people who loved his rough edges.
You have a simple motto. This is a quote. I just hit it as hard as I can, and if I can find it, I hit it again.
Which he was then able to monetize through some very funny sponsorships. Daly received endorsements from Dunkin'
This is very inspirational. I feel like I can do anything now.
Donuts, Hooters, and a diet pill called Trim Spa.
All I need is a bottle of Jack Daniels and some cigars.
It was the golf-specific sponsorships that began to make him millions. I made another $236,000 in 1991 just for playing with ping clubs and wearing a ping shirt and a ping hat. And that was only the beginning. Early in 1992, I signed my first really big sponsorship contract, a 10-year deal with Wilson that paid me millions of dollars a year. However, at the same time, Daly's performance began to go downhill downhill rapidly. After placing first at the PGA Championship, Daly returned the following year to achieve 82nd place, explaining on the Full Send podcast that he'd spent all night drinking, arriving at 7:30 for a 7:32 tee.
Whoa, but drinking makes him better.
I didn't sober up to about the 13th hole. Yeah, you get in at 7:30 in the morning. I got a tee time at 8:05 or 9 o'clock.
You'd be out till
Sometimes,
7 or 7:30 in the morning when you had an 8 a.m. tee time?
Yeah.
He'd stated in his book, basically my golf game in 1992 played second fiddle to making money and partying. Instead of partying, I guess I ought to just say drinking, which is what it was. For the first time in my life, I let my golf game slide. That whole year, I don't think I practiced more than 2 days in a row, and it showed. Daly's poor performance brought about fits of anger, where he'd fight his opponents, break clubs, or throw them into the water, leading to a suspension from the PGA Tour on account of bad.
Man, I think that we should encourage fighting more in sports. That's why NHL, even though I don't watch hockey and I've been meaning to get into it for like the last year on the lightest level, like rooting for the Kings or something, I respect the fuck out of them because they just go, y'all, you just scrapped? All right, go in the box for like a couple minutes, come back in. That's so fucking awesome, man.
Behavior. On top of this, Daly was suffering from clear midday alcohol withdrawal, made worse by antidepressants which gave him the shakes and the sweats and diarrhea. For this reason, Daly made the choice to quit drinking. However, he'd explained that his sobriety
the drinking makes him better.
made no difference, as he'd simply swap one addiction for another. He'd write in his book, at rehab they call it cross addiction. They warn you that when you give up one thing, like whiskey, you're gonna be looking to replace it with something else. For me, when I stopped drinking, I started eating more chocolate. Sometimes I'd eat 15, 20
Damn, like when I stopped drinking Monsters all the time, I switched out with strippers. It was crazy.
packs of M&Ms around with peanuts. I ate chocolate chip muffins and chocolate croissants all day long every day of the tournament, which for whatever reason seemed to work, as John Daly was about to make a comeback.
You're already
After
big.
3 years
I don't
of
think it's a
very
big deal to
average
eat some
golfing,
chocolate.
Daly came out of nowhere to win the incredibly prestigious 1995 British Open, doing so on a daily diet of 9 chocolate chip muffins. In true John Daly fashion, he ignored a
There gotta be some good chocolate chip muffins, because some be so fucking dry. It's always the cheap ones, though, I'm gonna be honest. The good ones are good, though.
Call from the US president just so he could eat, stating, "But I still haven't found my dinner yet and I'm starving. Besides, I didn't even vote for the guy," showing that Daly had the whole world in his hands.
I ain't say that. What the fuck?
Until he started drinking again. On the brink of divorce with his second wife, Daly gave in and headed out for a big night at the bar before landing himself in hospital after falling through a hotel door. He'd check himself back into rehab around 2 days later, although the media had already gotten hold of the story and his endorsements weren't happy. My two main sponsors, Wilson and Reebok, had dropped me while I was in rehab. The Wilson deal paid me several million a year plus bonuses, and I'd just done another 5-year deal with Reebok. As an alternative, Daly accepted a $1.2 million per year sponsorship from Callaway on the one condition that he stay sober.
Oh no,
However,
it's
he
over.
eventually concluded that the deal wasn't worth it.
A sponsor came to him and said, $3 million, we want to send you to rehab, though. And he looked at him and said, I'm good. And took a sip.
Although this attitude would then help him beat Tiger Woods in a pretty funny way. Daly had qualified for a small 16-person tournament, and on the night before had drunk 3 bottles of Crown whiskey, leading Tiger to make some cocky remarks about how Daly had no chance of winning.
And he says, I'm
Oh
probably
my
gonna kick
god.
his ass.
Oh my
That's because
goodness.
JD's drunk right now. I said, oh, okay.
When the tournament started the following day, Daly decided to troll Tiger by acting as though he was still drunk.
And he is looking at me the whole
What
day.
if?
I've
Oh
got
my! They gotta make this a movie.
drinks coming down. People bringing me drinks on the golf course. He goes, what are you drinking? I said, oh, I got my Crown in here, man. I'm fine. Not 1 ounce alcohol, because if you do that, you get trouble on the tour. But I got him thinking that I was really still drinking.
Helping John to completely demolish the tournament.
I shoot 65 and beat him by like 6 shots. It's about the last
He's
time I
actually
ever
a
beat him.
fucking
Daly then earned
anti-hero.
$4 million in 2004 and 2005, yet this would only fuel an addiction worse than any he'd experienced before.
No.
Gambling.
You know, in Vegas, I'd play the
Yeah,
$5,000
but
slot
gambling's
machine.
Every time you
harmless.
pull it, how much?
Guys, gotta remember, you're always like when you're about to quit, you're always about to hit it big. You can only lose 100% of your money, but you can always gain 200 for that.
5,000.
Oh my god.
It's one pool.
$5,000?
$5,000 spins?
While playing these $5,000 slot machines, Daly fed through $600,000 in a night without winning, before taking out another $600,000 which he'd then lose again, meaning he'd lost $1.2 million in the space of 5 hours. By this point,
But
Daly was
right when he stopped, the next one was it for sure. He was about to get 1
wife, who
million.
confronted him about his gambling problem, initiating an argument that ended in the strangest way possible. possible. I won like 55,000.
I thought that was about to say strangulation. I was about to cry. He's no longer an anti-hero. He's just a villain.
In the casino, and I said to my fourth wife Cherie, if you're gonna yell and scream at me about this, I threw it over the bridge going over to Memphis from Arkansas. I threw all the money out the car window and said, you know what, if you want that money, you can go find it, but let me tell you something,
Shit,
you don't have a job, you're not working, I'm
supporting
supporting you, I'm paying all the bills. My buddy then took her to a McDonald's drive-thru and got her 2 cheeseburgers and some french fries and a soda, and it was like, okay, this is how you can live.
Damn, bro's a fucking pimp.
From now on, if that's the way you want it. When John published his book in 2006, he'd gambled away $55 million over a 15-year period. However, the worst was still yet to come. In 2007, an article was written on Daly's golf performance stating, John Daly withdrew from 5 tournaments and missed the cut on 8 others on the PGA Tour. His best finish was 3rd place at the Skins game, which only had 4 players. As a result, Daly lost his card, and it might have had something to do with his ever-declining diet. In 2008, CBS reporter Will Brinson was given the job to watch Daly during a professional game, noting that he consumed 21 cigs, 12 Diet Cokes, 6 packs of peanut M&Ms.
Well, no, you didn't need to include the 0 ounces of water.
0.0 ounces of water, and the alcohol consumption hadn't stopped either. Only 4 months after writing about his diet, Daly was arrested for passing out in front of Hooters, with the negative press resulting in another 6-month ban from all professional golf. As a consolation, Daly's mugshot was another 6-month ban from all.
Oh, I thought that was forever. I was about to say.
Professional golf. As a consolation, Daly's mugshot was placed proudly inside the restaurant. However, he'd end the year with earnings of only $56,000.
I would love to be immortalized in a Hooters.
Forcing yet another change in John Daly's life. Having grown tired of golf club dress codes, Daly decided to purchase his local course.
You don't like a dress code in golf, that you find that offensive. No. You have your own golf course that you bought. Is there a dress code there?
But basically, all you got to do is cover your private parts and you can play.
There's actually a dress code in golf? Well, I guess that makes sense. There's a dress code for fucking everything, but like, is that just for like PGA tours, or is that like if I just want to go and play at a fucking country club? Hold on. Does everywhere have a golf dress code? No jeans allowed. The golfer's dress guide. Oh, that's for PGA though. That's for PGA. Casual golf, yeah. Huh. Do all golf courses have dress codes? That's a good way to put it. No. Nice. However, the wide majority do. Oh, yeah, that's dumb. Of course it's not going to be played naked. Damn. Most golf courses, you have to wear a collared shirt and presentable bottoms. So, like, if I go in this, in my shorts, like, I'm fucked. Only time I ever went was mini golfing. I practically... It wasn't officially a date, but it was me and a girl, and it was just us, and, you know, we went mini golfing, and it was pretty litty. I was kind of ass at it, but, you know. That was very fun, though. Damn, I don't do shit no more. I have no fucking life, man. Well, you know, if they had a dress code, they don't want my service anyways. I was showing my
running the
hentai
club
sweater.
at a loss, just so the town had somewhere to play.
I'm losing probably $250,000 to $350,000 a year, somewhere in there.
I suspect people doing shit for the love of the
teens that want
sport.
to come here and play. I think everybody should have a chance to play golf, but if you're on a
True,
team,
golf is also an expensive sport.
you're more than welcome to come here and play free and, you know, have fun.
Here,
Like, there's sports like golf and tennis where, like, I don't want to say this and make it racial. However, most of the players are one color. Or one okay, a lot of the players are white because it's mostly, you know, the upper echelon sports where you need to have a lot of money. And not saying that all white people are automatically rich, but, you know, on average compared to other races, you know.
Daly was able to practice and make a super successful comeback in 2016, yet more recently his life has taken a turn as a result of bladder cancer. Despite this, Daly has since achieved his best score in professional golf ever, has found massive success with clothing collaborations through a company called Loudmouth, and has done so all while establishing one of the greatest legacies in professional sporting history.
Well, no, like I saw a thing about it. I don't look. It makes sense to my brain, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Like, I guess it would make sense, you know? Because, like, we would be lying if we said, at least in, like, America, we would be clearly lying if I said, on average, like, Mexicans, you know, black people, like, the people that I kind of grew up around in, like, the first apartments I lived in, like, and then a lot of the white people I knew lived in, like, normal houses and stuff. Like, I live in a normal house later, but I don't know. I'm just trying to think about it, and it's like, on average, at least in my experiences, you know, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm tripping. I'm, like, I don't know. I look, man. Nothing against no one, obviously. I was just thinking, bro. My brain. This is why I can't think out loud. I'm gonna get fucking canceled.